So welcome back everyone to another lecture of DSA. Today we will be discussing about the maximum consecutive ones, and the problem here it is like this. So we have got this 110111. So we have this particular number and we need to find the maximum consecutive ones. So if you see here, I have the first one and one. So if you total it off, you get two, right? Now if you look at this followed by zero, so we will not be counting this. So we will stop it here, one and one, two. And again, if you count it from here, how much we are getting? One plus one, so three. And here the maximum consecutive ones will be our three, because if you compare two and three, three is the bigger number, right? So this is quite easy, and we need to solve this in the lead code, right, for the DSA. So how do we do that? First, you need to compare the answer, right? So answer we will allocate it one, allocate as zero, and then also you need to write a variable count which will be counting all the ones, right? So we will assign zero, starting with zero. Again, now coming back to this particular thing, if we look at here, we have to first check, right? So if suppose this is the array nums, right? So this is our array nums, and how we will check nums at I, right? So I will be iterating from or traversing from zero till the end, till the last index. So we need to write I can be substituted by 0 till n. So our first I will be 0. So if I is equal to 1, then what we will do is we will simply increment the count by 1. So the count becomes 1. Now I value also will keep on iterating, or it will keep on increasing. So here I becomes 1 in the next iteration. So nums of I is what? 1. Is it equal to 1? So we are checking. So at index 1, we also have this 1, right? So 1 is equal to 1. So again, we will increment the count by 1. So here, instead of 1, we will change to 2. Now here comes the tricky part. Here, if you see, nums I becomes what? Nums i's become 2, right? Because here this is 2. So index 2 is pointing to the element 0. So is it equal to 1? Obviously no. So what we will do, we will reset the count equal to 0, right? So instead of also here, we will keep on increasing the answer when we encounter 1, right? So till 2 it will be incremented. Then once we encounter 0 over here, we will again reset to 0 our count. But here we will not do any changes, because answer we need to keep track of the ones, right? So maximum now till now it is coming as 2. So we are able to we are able to get to the result 2 till now. So again, if you check here, we will again check nums, and then I becomes how much? 3, right? So index becomes 3. And is it equal to 1? Yes. So we will again increment the count value by 1. So instead of 0, again it will start 1, right? Now I becomes 4 and then 5. So for each of this for each of this 4 and 5 index, we are encountering 1, 1, right? So 2 times it will be increase. So 1, 2, and then 3. 2 plus 1, 3, right? So till nums, what? Till nums iterate till 5. So till here, our ones become 3. Now we will check uh, answer with count, right? So answer was 2 and count was 3. So obviously we need to gravitate towards the bigger number, which is the 3. So answer I will update with the 3. So until and unless our count value is less than answer, we will not update it. But since as soon as we encounter that count value is having higher value than the answer, then at that particular time we will need to update the answer value. So our answer final value for our answer becomes 3, right? So this is how we count the maximum consecutive ones in the particular array. So let's jump into our coding section and try to code this out, right? So you can go to your LeetCode here, and if you look at here, this is comes under the easy section. So we need to count the maximum, right? And we need to satisfy all the cases. So how will I write this? Let's try to write this one. Let's maximize this, and let's try to write over here. So first I need to define the answer, right? So I need to define answer as 0, and then the count also I will assign it as 0, declare as 0. Then I will run a loop, right? Only single loop, because it has to take only time complexity of OM, right? Not more than that. So I will write num in nums, and then num will be the each of the elements starting from the 0 index. So num will be what? Num will be starting from 1, right? So your num will be 1, right? So we are taking the index, and from that index again we are taking the value, right? So it will start from 1. So we will check if num is equal to 1, then what we will do, we will increment the count, right? We will increment the count by how much? By 1, or simply you can write count equal to count plus 1, right? And then if suppose the count is greater than answer, then we need to update the answer by count, right? So we will replace answer with count. Otherwise, what happens? Otherwise, we need to set count equal to 0, right? So whenever our nums is matching with 0 other than 1, then we will reset the value of count to 0. So that is what is required here. And we will simply return the answer here. Yeah, so this much is required for our maximum consecutive ones. Now let me try to run this. Before that, let's minimize. Okay, now if I run this, it should pass all the cases, right? So it's taking some time, and you can see here it is passing all the cases, the green color, right? So output is 3, expected is also 3. And you can see here output is 2, expected is 2. So now let's try to submit this. Okay, and let's see whether it got accepted or not. So you can see it got accepted. Our code has been successfully now accepted by LeetCode. Yeah, so that is pretty much that sums pretty much of the code here, and yeah, we were able to find the maximum consecutive ones in the given array. So I hope you guys understood this, and I will see you in the next lecture. So take care.